Swimming. Let's go over to the natatorian and Jim Kelly and John Neighbor.
They're off for the finals, or the consolation for the men's 50-meter freestyle. Let's pick it up in lane 6. That is Charles Klein for the North team. They're 25 meters to the finish, and coming on is Brad Bailey from the West. In lane 6, it's Charles Klein. Here comes lane 7. That is Jeff Garr. Jeff Garr in 7. Charles Klein in 6. 5 meters to the finish, and in lane 7, it is Jeff Garr who wins the men's finals of the consolation round of the 50-meter freestyle. And getting up for the silver was Lillydahl in lane number 2. That is, Andy Lillydahl. And in lane number, where'd it go? 3, getting up for the bronze spot, Brad Bailey. 23.83 was the National Sports Festival record. And the time in lane number 7 for Jeff Garr, 22.29. So in the consolation round, we now have a new sports festival record. How's that for putting on the afterburners?
Absolutely right. A fantastic start in lane 6 was not enough to keep a hard-charging lane 7. Jeff Garr all the way to the wall, 1 length to the pool, and a fantastic swim, a new sports festival record. This pool has not yet enjoyed a sports festival record, and we got one right here in the fast sprint. So that sets the stage for the finals.
There are the final results in the consolation. That 22.29 is a brand new record for Jeff Garr. Let's see if they can beat it in the finals of the men's 50-meter freestyle for real. A brand new record just set. Let's get to our lane assignments in the championship round of the men's 50-meter freestyle. Boy, that puts a little pressure on, doesn't it, John?
It certainly does. I tell you, this is, in fact, every swimmer, all 8 swimmers set the new National Sports Festival record in the consolation finals, so the pressure's definitely on here.
In lane 1, Tom Barragh, 19 from Raleigh, North Carolina. Tom Pollock is in lane 2, 19 from Reston, Virginia. Mike Neuhofel in lane 3, 18 from Conway, Arkansas. Todd Pace in lane 4, 17 from Houston, Texas. Dan Novinsky in lane 5, 18 from El Toro, California. Eric Lang belongs in lane 6. He's 19 from Portland, Oregon. Mark Croggan in lane 7, 17 from Atlanta, Georgia. And in lane 8, it's Will Giambalvo, 18 from Marietta, Georgia. But the heat is on, as they sang in Beverly Hills Cop, after that new championship record has just been established for the men's 50-meter freestyle. Who's your handicap?
I like Mike Neuhofel here. 6 feet 5 inches tall. The guy's a champion in the 100. Not in this meet, but he's a national junior champion in the 100, and he's very, very strong. A lot of people, all the coaches have been talking about him. He's the guy who's the one to watch.
Mike was second, by the way, in the 200 and the 100 freestyle earlier in the week.
This is his teammate, Eric Lang, also from the West. Not quite as tall, but in the sprints, boy, you don't have to be that tall, and you just have to be quick. Off the gun, you're going to see some track-style starts, 1 foot in front of the other, and reaction to the gun is the most important part of this race. Established stroke, and frankly, you ought to be holding your breath the whole way. 1 lane.
Start in lane 4. That's Todd Pace, 17 from Houston, Texas, swims for the Cypress Fairbanks Aquatic Club. Novinsky alongside in lane 5. In lane 2, it's Tom Pollock. Here comes Neuhofel in lane 3 from Conway, Arkansas. They're 10 meters to the finish. In lane 4, it's Todd Pace out of Houston, Texas. Todd Pace in 4. In lane 5, Novinsky. In lane 3, Neuhofel. Neuhofel with a late rush. Too close to call at the finish. Neuhofel gets up for the gold. Todd Pace the silver, and the bronze belongs to Mark Croggan in lane 7 out of Atlanta, Georgia. And the time for Neuhofel, 23.61. 23.61. That would have been, John Neighbor, a new National Sports Festival record. The old one was John Sonderland of the West team in '83, but as we saw in the consolation round, Jeff Garr set a new record.
Well, there is a chance, because the 50 freestyle is 1 length of the pool, the only race in this meet that is an odd-numbered race. Well, let's take a look at the start. Right there, lane 4 had a real good reaction to the gun, was first out, first in the water, and let's see where they come up. All the way to the surface, who comes up in the lead? It looks like lane 2 is the first swimmer to take a stroke. And all the way to the finish, let's take a look here, coming all the way to the wall, lane 4 and lane 3 struggling, and it was a matter of timing as to who took that last stroke and had the speed to coast in. Lane 3 from the bottom. Mike Neuhofel looking very, very strong. We think there might have been a problem with the timing mechanism in the consolation finals. As I was saying, It's one length of the pool. They had to move all of the timing, manual timing apparatus to the far end of the pool because the start and the finish were now at different ends. So there may be a problem with the timing. This might prove to be the new National Sports Festival record.
23.61 for Neuhofel. We'll check on it as we return to the National Sports Festival. The winner, Mike Neuhofel. He gets the gold. The silver to Todd Pace. The bronze is Mark Crockett. Still to come, the women's 100-meter butterfly. Stay with us.